So for those who didn't understand, let's see how to solve this question. It's again very simple question. So you have here carbon monoxide, right? So carbon monoxide will be like this, carbon and oxygen. This is not the bond. This is just to show the distance between the carbon and oxygen. So there will be a distance between carbon and oxygen atom, right? This carbon will have some mass. So now let us show that as mass of carbon or M1, and same way here, this will be mass of oxygen, and these two masses are given in terms of AMU. So we'll leave that. Okay, then what do we have? We have that this distance between them, I think that is also given, that is 1.1 angstrom. So the distance between them is 1.1. We'll take that. So its unit is 1.1 angstrom. I mean angstrom, that is 10 to the power minus 10. The masses, we know that M1, which is carbon, so this mass will be what? This mass will be equal to 12 AMU, and here this will be equal to 16 AMU. That is atomic mass unit. Now, if we have one of these, we will have to take it as our reference or the origin. So that reference or origin can be carbon or oxygen. It can be anything. It is up to us. So suppose if we take this as origin, that is O, then center of mass will be somewhere on this line. And that center of mass will be near oxygen or near carbon? Will it be near to oxygen or will it be near carbon?
The carbon.
Center of mass is that point where mass is balanced, right? So suppose this marker is here. This entire body has some mark and some mass, and obviously the point where I am able to balance it, right, that is actually the center of mass. And if you see this point is always towards or near to that portion where mass is more, right? It is always like that. So suppose you have this M1 and M2. Suppose M2 is greater than M1. So in that case, suppose you have to balance it. So you will have to keep this towards that mass which is heavier, right? The reason behind that is moment of mass. So the moment of mass, we know that these both will have this moment. One will have clockwise and another will have anti-clockwise, and they balance each other. So if this is R1, this is R2, so M1 R1 in equilibrium, when it is in equilibrium, so M1 R1 should be equal to M2 R2. So what does that mean? That means M1 by M2 is equals to R2 by R1. So that's what M or mass is inversely proportional to distance. That is, if the mass is less, distance should be more. If mass is more, distance should be less. Distance of the mass from the center of mass, right? So, and you can see your answer as well, right? Your answer was what? It was 0.63 out of 1.1. You got your answer, that was 0.63. So 0.63 is more than 0.55. Right? So this distance, which is 1.1, its center will be somewhere over here, which is say 0.55, right? This is 0 and this is 1.1. Your answer was 0.63, so that will be somewhere over here. So it is away from this, which was carbon, and near oxygen. So it will be towards, I guess you didn't see this part, right? Anyways, So basically this is what I was showing. There is this carbon and oxygen. Suppose this point was 0, this point was distance 1.1, and this is the midpoint, which is 0.55. Your answer was 0.63. So that means that is somewhere over here. That means that is near oxygen. So center of mass, if it is two mass system, it will be always towards the mass which is heavier.
Great.
And your answer was exactly that. So we'll see that we'll apply the same concept here. And we know about center of mass, that if this is our origin, then center of mass, that is R, we know that it will depend on only one line because this is a two mass system. So it will be on this line itself, and this starts from 0. So R will be equals to, suppose the center of mass is somewhere over here. This is your center of mass. That is the position vector R. So this position vector R will be given by M1 R1 plus M2 R2 divided by M1 plus M2. Those who don't know, right, just pay your attention here so that the problem, it becomes easy to understand physics by solving problems. So M1 R1 plus M2 R2 divided by M1 plus M2, sigma MIRI divided by sigma M. That is what center of mass is. So here we have only two masses, so that's why this is the formula. So R1 here is 0, R2 is here, that is 1.1. So because one of them is 0, it becomes very easy to solve. So I'll directly write 0 here. We know that it will be 0. Second, M2 R2. M2 is how much? 16. Into R2 is what? 1.1. Divided by M1 plus M2, that is 12 plus 16, that is 28. So this is equals to 16 into 1.1 divided by 28. So that is your answer. And this will be in this direction itself, right? And distance is actually from carbon. So this is 16 into 1.1 divided by 28. So that is 7 and 4. So this is actually 4.4 divided by 7. So that is 0.6. That is 42. Then 2 and then 6. So 0.628 and so on. And all these distances are in units of angstrom. So this will be equal to 0.628 angstrom, or in the question, as you can see, we have 0.63 here, 0.63. So this is your answer, right? That is the third answer, or the third option, or C option. Okay, now let's move to the next question. At least, right? So, this is position of center of mass, which is this. Velocity will be what? Rate of change of position. So that's why if we do this followed by this, you will get M1 V1 plus M2 V2 plus M3 V3 divided by total mass. And here we have done the same thing and we have got this answer. Okay, now let's move to the next problem. How to do it when it is in your board exams, and we'll see if we can do it in in a better way or in a faster way as well, right? So what we have here is there are four masses, MA, MB, MC, and MD. So there are four masses, 8 kg, 2 kg, 4 kg, and 8 kg. Sorry, 2 kg. So these masses are kept here. And what do we have next? We have to find the center of mass. Actually, we have to find the distance of the center of mass from A. So from this point, what will be the center of mass? This is the diagram which we have drawn. You can take A here as well, doesn't matter. but because we have to find, in question we have to find distance from A, so it will be always easy for us if I take A as 0, 0 or origin. Now if this is a square like this, and if this is origin and its sides are A, then this point is A, 0, this point is A, A, and this point is 0, A. I hope this is clear. So we will be applying this here as well. So we don't want to put the values in the beginning itself. We'll start solving this without putting the values, that is only in terms of A. So if this is 0, 0, this will be A, 0, this will be A, A, and this one will be 0, A, right? Okay, so that means what? If I say RA, that is position vector of A, mass A. So position vector of A will be what? It will be 0, 0, that is 0 I cap plus 0 j cap. So we are trying to solve it in forms of vector itself because it is a 2D now. So your position vectors will not be only in form of I cap or not be only in form of j cap. It will have both I and j components. So this is the position vector of A. Same way, position vector of B will be what? Can someone tell me what will be position vector of B in terms of A and in this form, that is IJ form? Okay, I'll do it for you. You tell me the next one. So this is actually A I cap plus 0 j cap. In I direction, A, and in j direction, that is in y axis, there is 0. So that's why the position vector is A I cap plus 0 j cap. Now tell me what will be RC? What will be position vector of C?
So A I cap plus A j cap.
Understood, right? So what is left now? D. So what is position vector for D?
So 0 I cap plus A j cap.
Clear? So these are the position